and welcome to On the Dome, a podcast about how non-expert college-age youth think. My name is Mehek Kasalia, and I'm your host, and we're in the beautiful building N52 here at MIT. Our topic is going to be college. It's very exciting because we're all college students, and the reason that for our inaugural episode we decided to talk about college is that when we're releasing this is a very special day.
It's Pi Day!
It's Pi Day, which is, if you aren't aware, the day that MIT regular decisions come out. So we wanted to celebrate that fact. And with me, I have some amazing other college students. I'm not the only one here. And so let's introduce our guests.
My name is Timber. I'm from San Diego, California, and I'm going to be majoring in control instrumentation and robotics.
My name is Miguel Talamantes. I'm from San Diego, California as well, and I'm currently undecided but thinking between either electrical engineering and computer science or mechanical engineering with a emphasis on electrical engineering and computer science.
So you're not making this too long. My name is Fatis. I'm from Richardson, Texas, and I'm deciding between aerospace engineering or mechanical engineering.
And in case you forgot, I'm Mehek Kasalia. I'm from Seattle, and I'm thinking of majoring in EECS, so electrical engineering and computer science. I'm also planning to minor in Mandarin, which is exciting. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about college, which is a thing that we're doing. How do you guys feel about college? What's your
college.
one sentence review?
College is great.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
It's a lot of fun.
I feel like it's so weird that a year ago, when this was released, I got into MIT. Actually, a year ago on Monday, I got rejected from Caltech, which was a really fun way to start my week this week. It's like, dang, a year ago I got rejected from Caltech. Time to go to classes at MIT. It made me feel very cool. But when did you guys start thinking about college? Like, very first time that you were like, oh, college is a thing I'm going to do.
Pretty much my whole life. My mom's always been telling me, you're going to go to Stanford, you're going to go to Harvard, you're going to get good grades. So it's just always been a thing for me. It's just the default. Got to go to college. Got to go to a good college.
Yeah, I was probably like middle school or high school for me. Like, I didn't really think much about it until like high school, and I was like, wait a second, I'm actually like, I can go to college. And then, yeah, it kind of went out from there. Yeah.
I'd say probably the same boat as you, where like as a kid it was always, yeah, you're going to go to college, you're going to go to Harvard, you're going to go to MIT. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but sure, I'll do that, I guess. And yeah, it was always like, I'm going to go to college. I think just the moment that decided it was like, or when it became a reality was like the end of 10th grade, maybe 11th grade, where people started doing college prep. And I was like, wait, I'm supposed to do that? And that was kind of like the, oh, I guess we're doing this, we're going to college moment.
I think I started thinking about it. Well, what I always say is I only started thinking about college January, like when the clock struck midnight going into 2020. So, second semester junior year, I started thinking about college. I had the idea of I want to go to I'll go to the best college. I was, because, I was a try-hard. So I was like, I'll go to the best college, whatever college that is. But I actually started researching colleges only in the second half of my junior year. I was very oblivious to all of it. I knew maybe 2 colleges.
Yeah, I didn't actually start doing any looking at college stuff until my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you guys said you made it felt more real in 10th grade. I had just didn't even know not going to college was an option my whole life. And then in 10th grade I had a little crisis. I was like, what if I don't go to college? I don't need to go to college.
Parent thing. It's you're going to college, you're going to go to med school, and then you're going to be a doctor.
Yeah. But then I got over my crisis and decided I was going to go to college.
Right. Some college.
Yeah.
Some nebulous something college. When did you... Let's see what my next question on the card is. Okay. When you were applying, what did you think you wanted in a school? And so like what were like when you were like trying to make your list, what was the thing that you were like looking for? Or what did you think you wanted?
For me in middle school, I remember like 6th, 7th grade, I was like, I want to go to the best college in the world. And I remember like, I want to go to MIT because it's the best one. And I knew nothing about MIT, right? I was like, I just heard it was the best one. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just say I want to go to that one. So it sounds cool. And then like in the middle of high school, I was like, I actually started like doing research on colleges. Like, oh wait a second, like MIT actually is like one of the best schools. Like I just kind of said it, like, oh yeah, I want to go to MIT, and, like without knowing anything about it. What was the question again?
What did you think you wanted in a school?
Oh,
when
yeah.
you were like actually like the first time you sat down to like make your list. It's like, what do you want?
I mean, it was mainly just like opportunities, because like you could go to a really good college and like not learn anything. Because like you could go. I mean, there's a lot
Are
of.
you doing that right now?
I sure hope not. No, like I mean, I was really looking for the opportunities. Like MIT just has so many like connections and stuff.
Mhm.
That was kind of the main thing I was looking forward to, because it's like, not only do they have so many resources, but it's just like such a good environment to be around. Like literally the most intelligent people on the planet. It just feels good, you know.
Mhm. Are we the most intelligent people on the planet?
Yes, we are 100%.
You sure we haven't made you doubt that a little bit?
Okay, after some of those exams.
I don't even think it was the exams. I think
Yeah.
just some of the like things we've done in general.
Yeah, I feel like that
I've
should
been-
have shaken your faith.
Yeah.
Was
We
it
can
like?
be smart and stupid at the same
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think it was like I was a little bit hesitant when we were. Remember when there was that really big windstorm, and you were like, "Let's put a sail on my scooter."
Oh, no, that was a genius idea. I have
That was
no idea.
that was a good idea.
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Well, maybe we can put a sail on something else." What were all that? We were like discussing all these
It was
different
between a
options,
skateboard, the scooter, or a bicycle.
all of which objectively hilarious.
Yes. And actually, it still needs to get built, so we'll see. That's not a bad idea. Anyways, back to.
Yes. What were you thinking that you wanted in school, Ferris?
I was definitely in the, because a lot of my college decisions, I guess, came from kind of like my parents' experience in college, specifically like my dad. My dad had like so many just cool college stories. He went to U of H, but like, you know, he just told me all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, what I want in college is pretty much, I can learn stuff anywhere. I mean, sure, MIT, I can learn some slightly more advanced stuff or with the best professor, but in theory, I can learn anything at a number of colleges. But the things that I could only do here were like, hey, the people who are going to be there were going to be insane, and that turned out true.
Literally.
Yeah. The connections, like, I don't know what other college you can just walk into any room and someone will be like, oh yeah, this is our Red Bull sponsorship, and this is our Milwaukee Tool sponsorship, and this is, and just like throw everything at you and be like, you want free stuff from them? Here you go, take it. You know? Yeah, I don't know, it was mainly the web of connections and the people that I was looking forward to.
For me, when I was like making my list of what colleges to apply to, I would just Google top engineering schools and go down the list there.
Oh yeah,
That
like
was
don't
it.
worry, I did that too. I was
Yeah.
like,
So that created my list of schools.
Just take the average out of like all the websites you can find.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
MIT was always at the top, so
Yeah.
that was the one to get into.
For me, it was like I didn't know what I wanted whatsoever, like at all. I knew that I wanted to major in CS, which was luckily good to like narrow my search down, but I kind of didn't know what I wanted in terms of big versus small or like anything. So I applied to just every possible variety of school, like state schools. I applied to schools all across the country. I applied to like tiny programs and giant programs. But I mean, what I was really looking for, the first thing was CS program because eyes on the prize sort of thing. And then the second one, I think I made a list of must-haves, and I think my second one was trees.
Trees are very
Can you
important.
tell I'm from Seattle? But yeah, trees. And then I think the third one was just, decent environment. I didn't want to go to a school where, in CS it's like kind of a lot of the schools are like all guys. I was like, I don't really want that. So those were kind of the main things I was looking for. But yeah, it was just so even when I was like making my list, it was hard to imagine going to these places. It's like, this is just some like thing. It's just the next thing I have to do.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like now we live here.
That was a good point though. Like, there's actually a really good ratio of male to female at MIT.
Yes.
Like,
there's a really good ratio of male to female in this podcast.
yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, it's so crazy that like the first time I walked into like physics, which all of us have to take physics, it's a requirement. We are sometimes less than happy about that. But it was the first time I had walked into a STEM class and seen equal amount of girls and guys. It's just walking into like my first physics class, which was pretty cool actually. But yeah, I guess I achieved my goals in that. How many schools did you guys apply to? This is a very broad range I've heard from.
Somewhere between like 15 and 20 for me.
I think I did like 11, and of those 11, like 3 were like big schools.
Mine was like 9, and then like a good third of them was like kind of just backups.
Yeah, I had a lot of not. Most of the ones on the list I didn't actually like. I would not have been happy to go there.
Yeah.
I applied to 23 schools, which
Whoa.
I think is too many.
Yeah.
Children watching this, if anyone's watching this, but especially children, don't apply to 23 schools. That's too many schools. But it was just so much. How long did you guys work on your applications?
I spent a few weeks on the MIT one, and then I crammed the other 15 into like a week.
I started the MIT one. I did it over a week. It was the first one I was doing, but I didn't submit it. Then I did like all the other schools ones in like 2 weeks combined, and then I took those and I like Frankenstein monstered them into
Yeah.
the perfect
Yeah.
MIT essay, because I was like, this is the one that I'm aiming for. It's gotta be the culmination of all my writing experience.
That was pretty much what I did too. It's like the perfect setup, you know. You're gonna write essays anyways, so you might as well just take the best parts of it and like make a beautiful masterpiece.
I don't know if I'd call mine beautiful or a masterpiece, but I wrote something.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
I feel weird saying like I worked on them for months. I started my essays at the beginning of the summer,
Oh god.
and now the good thing is that none of what I wrote over the summer, which was all terrible, actually made it into any of my applications. I did speech and debate in high school, so I had a lot of experience writing stuff. So I just wrote all summer, and luckily for me, and this is I think the only reason I got an MIT, is MIT was the last one I applied to, like the last one I had to submit because it was January 6th, and I think the other thing, it was the only all-nighter I have ever pulled is to finish that MIT essay, because somehow, even though I started in June, I was still up to the deadline to finish it. But yeah, I worked on my applications arguably too much. But, I mean,
It worked.
There's worse problems, I guess.
there's worse
Yeah.
problems, but yeah, I wrote and wrote.
Because did you consider applying early action, or were you always planning on regular?
Oh, I was going to apply early action, but actually what ended up happening is I was debating between early action to MIT and Caltech and then REA to Stanford. And I ended up REAing to Stanford and then getting rejected, which was the first thing I got back. In the end, good thing I got rejected from Stanford.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm here. But I think that's actually why I wrote so much. Like after, it's like I got rejected from Stanford as my first thing, and I was like, dang, what if my essays are all terrible? And I just rewrote all of them. But yeah, it was crazy, that whole time period. Wild.
It was stressful.
It was very stressful.
I
Like-
like thinking about it.
It's like you have to put your entire personality into just one thing.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah. Well, for me, I was thinking, my thought was always, the only way I'm going to get into MIT is through my writing. Because, like, you go on YouTube and you see, like, for example, I submitted a maker portfolio, and I went on YouTube, I was like, oh, I'll look up MIT maker portfolios. First one I clicked on, I made a robot that, like,
Yeah.
cures cancer.
I remember.
And
that,
then they
yeah.
put in their profile description, rejected.
Mhm.
And so I was like, okay, so I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to get in. But if I am going to get in, it's because I can write good.
Mhm.
Instead of, because like I haven't made all these cool robots, or I haven't done all of these like crazy things. I haven't done any research, but I can write decently. So that's how I'm going to get in. So that's why I worked so much on that. But did you have anything that was like, this is why I'm going to get in if I get in?
I feel like
Me, how could they look at me and not? Like, the interview? Bro.
Oh, okay. I actually really like the interview. I actually, because I feel
Although
like
I don't think it affected admissions at all, but you know, I appreciated it.
I thought it did. I feel like during the admissions process, they try and take into account that like, okay, like sure you like built a rocket or whatever, like because most people do have like crazy projects, but like can you like speak, you know, like can you like communicate with people?
This entire podcast is a question of, can we speak? Let us know in the comments below.
No, it's like I feel like they're looking for like well-rounded people, and they did a really good job with that. I feel like.
We're all surprisingly
Wow,
competent.
so
being
humble.
human.
yeah.
So humble, guys, you know.
Yeah, we're great.
Yeah, we are great. Yeah, it was stressful. Rough times. Oh, this is a fun question. What was it like getting in? When did you get in? Did you guys get in? Did you guys get in early or late? What was it like? Timber, you got in a year earlier than
Yeah,
the rest of
I
us.
did. I applied early action, and then I got deferred from that, so I had to apply to all the other schools, unfortunately. But then I ended up getting in normal, and that was in 2020?
Yeah,
You guys were 20.
you're old.
Yeah, I'm old. So, and then I ended up taking a gap year because I did not want to do online school. But getting in was amazing. I was just like in disbelief. I was so in awe. I just was like lying on my bed and just kept saying to myself, I got into MIT. Like I couldn't stop smiling for like the rest of the day.
I feel like a scene of a movie, you know? Like you open it and you're like, wow, I'm the main character.
But you have to tell the story leading up to when you got in, because
Oh,
that is on its own a crazy story.
Yeah, that was a really crazy day for me on Pi Day. So, okay, there's this like one guy I really like, David Goggins, and there was this race he was doing that was called the 4x4x48. And so it was like he run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours straight. And I was like, I was really into running at the time. So I did the race, and I was like doing the race during the weekend. And Pi Day that day was like on a Sunday, I think. And the race ended at the same time that admissions were like happening. So while all the admissions were released, I was running like 4 miles. And so I didn't even see the admissions until like 2 hours later because I was like totally dead. Like at 48 miles, I like couldn't even stand up. And so I was sitting in my front driveway with like, a couple friends of mine, just hanging out, like trying to like exist and not like pass out, just drinking water and like making sure I didn't like die. And then one of my friends mentioned like, oh, MIT stuff came out. And I was like, of course I was like half asleep, like, all right, let me get my laptop. And I checked it, and I was like, I opened the laptop, and I was like, because you try like to not build yourself up, like, okay, like there's a good chance I'm not gonna get in, like you have to like put a buffer there in case you don't get in. And so then I opened it, and I was like, wait, what? Like it was pretty crazy. Like I had like movie music in my head, like, and then he got into MIT. You know?
I didn't realize that was when you did the run on Pi Day.
Yeah, it was on the same day. It was crazy.
I think mine was because MIT was like the first, because I did early action, and MIT was like the first big school I was going to hear back from. So I remember like the day came, and my mom was like, "Oh, we want to film it and stuff when you open it." And I was like, "No, we really don't want to film it. Trust me, like 7% or whatever the acceptance rate is, right?" So I don't know. I like the time came. I just kind of went to my room and I was like, "Okay, let's get this over with. Let's see what the results are, right?" And I wasn't really like stressed. It was more of just a like, whatever happens, happens. You know, we'll see. And yeah, so I opened that like the thingy, the box, the text
The
box.
portal?
Yeah, I opened the portal, and I remember like I saw the confetti. I didn't
Yeah.
even read, like, if they had given me confetti for getting rejected, then I would have gotten hyped up for no reason. Because, like, I stood up, I, like, ran. I was like, Mom, Dad, I got in. And they, like, for a second, too, were like, got in. Because they had, like, kind of forgotten that they were at that time. They're like, got in? Got in? And we're all, like, ran over. And I think there's a video somewhere. I was telling you about this. Because, like, my cat always sits in my room. And so I just jumped up and ran out of the room. I think my mom heard me, like, yell, so she'd started recording. So, like, there's just, like, you see my cat running for her life, and I'm running behind her, not chasing her. I was just running in the same direction. And then it's like, I got in. And we all start, and everyone just runs toward my room, and, like, my mom kind of dropped her phone and followed me. So then, like, you see everyone in the family run into my room, and then the cat comes back confused. She's like, why is everyone running? She's, like, peeking into my room, too. But it was insane. Like, the rest of that day was crazy, because I remember, like, I was the first person from my school to get in. So, like, so I had, like, messaged my counselor and told her, like, our hard work paid off. Like, I got in. And, like, I had just told her, but within, like, 10 minutes, my phone starts ringing. It's, like, my physics teacher, my calc teacher, like, just parents of my friends. Like, just random people are suddenly calling me. Like, the phone starts ringing, I pick up. It's like, hey, it's this guy's. I'm like, I haven't talked to your son in 3 years. They're like, yeah, congratulations. It was insane. It was great. That was a good day. And then we had sushi.
Nice.
Yeah. I remember it was one of the later schools I was hearing from. And for me, MIT was always like, it was not a real place to me. Because, like, I had visited, like, Caltech, and I had visited Stanford, and I had visited these other schools because I was on the West Coast. But MIT was just this, like, name. So I remember I didn't tell my parents about it because I didn't want them to, like, know. I was planning, like, if I get rejected, then I can, like, wait and, like, kind of recover from it, and then I'll tell them, like, a day later. So I was just sitting in my room. Actually, I was sitting in my living room alone. And right before, I, like, was like, oh, I'll go look at the blogs while I'm waiting. And I read the blogs, and I read the one about the MIT puzzle hunt, the, like, giant, like, scavenger hunt escape room type thing. And I was like, damn, that's cool. Too bad I'm never going to get to do that. And then I was like, oh, it's time to open it. And I open it, and I have a video of it. It was just, because I don't really get, like, super surprised usually. And it's just this video of me being like, for the listening only audience, it's like me completely dead face, and then suddenly shocked Pikachu, like, and then I got in, and then I stand up and I was like running around the house. I was like, Mom, where are you? And I was like, and I can't find her. I was like, okay, fine, I give up. Dad, where are you? And he responded. I go to his office, right, which is downstairs. And I was like, Dad, I got into MIT, and he's super excited, and we hug. And then my mom comes out, and it turns out she was in our puja room, where our prayer is, where God lives in our house. God's room, essentially. And because she had looked it up on her own, and she knew it was coming out, and so she was praying. Maybe that's the reason I got in, but we were all celebrating. It was very, very fun. And then they all went upstairs, and they made me read it, like, 7 times, and they were like, be sure. Yeah, but it was great day, really fun. What did you like, the whole lead up to coming to MIT? Did any of you guys get to visit before you came here?
Nope.
No.
My dad,
I visited between my junior and senior years before applying, and then during my gap year I visited once in the winter, but the school was closed then, so I didn't actually get to see anything.
I also did not visit, so it's definitely like blind landing coming in.
Yeah.
I had never been to the East Coast really at all.
Yeah,
so
same here.
It's just an event. Because I was just like, my parents asked me, do you want to go and maybe over the summer we can go? And I was like, well, the thing is, like, I'm going here. So, like, if I go in the summer and I have, like, a bad, like, 2-day experience, then I'm just going to be thinking about that for the rest of the summer. Like, I'll like it when I get there. I have to. There's no option, right? So, but now onto the big question, which is actually the reason that I wanted to do this as our first episode is one of the first people I met when coming to MIT was Miguel. Through my roommate, she was like brought these two guys, Miguel, one of them, and she had to go and like hang out with her parents, and so we just spent the evening like hanging out and talking. And I think at the end of the night we were all talking, and I asked you this question, which is, what do you want to use MIT for? What do you want to get out of it? Like, what in 4 years, what is the thing that you want to be able to do that you aren't able to do now using MIT to get there? And do you remember what you said? I remember what you said, so
Probably not exactly. I mean I can answer the question again, but if no, I straight up don't remember what I said. But it was probably something like, I want to make a difference in some way. You know, like there's like so much knowledge here, but I don't want to become like a knowledge person. Like obviously I want to learn, right? Like we're at MIT, I might as well like learn valuable
What's a
information.
knowledge person?
No, like I'll learn how to do physics and stuff, but like I want to be able to apply it to something. Like you could learn how to do like a ton of math equations and physics stuff, but if you don't know how to like apply it to something real, I feel like that's kind of like, that's not a waste. It just depends on the person. But like I want to be able to apply it to something that's like, I don't know, in terms of like scalability, maybe like a business, or like maybe like helping people or something. I don't know.
do you want to hear what you actually said that night?
Yeah.
You were a little bit more succinct.
Mhm.
You said, I want to change the world.
You're right. I do remember that. I did say that.
You said that you want to have like Talamantes on buildings.
Okay, maybe that's a bit far. But no, yeah, I totally remember that now. Yeah, I want to make a difference in some way.
Yeah,
That's what I always remember saying.
a worthy goal.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Do you want to come back to your, like, we can go to Ferris now.
How exactly is the question phrased again? 'Cause
It's,
I know
what do you like want to get at? Like, what do you want to do with MIT? What do you want to use MIT to do? Like, after you graduate, what do you want to be able to do because you were at MIT and not somewhere else?
I think my main thing was definitely just like, I'm always like striving to do the best I can, kind of, like for myself, for people around me, for people who know me, people who helped me get where I am, that kind of stuff. And it was kind of like, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna do the best I can to like get to know the most people. So like when I'm out of here, I know people who are doing cool things, who I can like, I don't know, I think knowing people who are doing cool things lets you do cool things. And I just wanted to be in that kind of like situation where also I wanted to be kind of like independent. I feel like, yeah, if there's any place where you can leave the school and once you've left you're already ready to like start your own thing, MIT is probably the place. And that was kind of my goal. My goal was like, by the time I'm out of here, I don't really need to like work a specific job. I don't need to work a job specifically. I can just go do what I want to do and it will like work out.
Mm-hmm. You want options.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
I think when you asked me that question the first time, I said, I want to help people. And I've always had this like vague idea. I like helping people, but I don't know what that means, like how I'd apply that to my future, but I guess I want to do cool things like that is, I want to do fun stuff, have a successful life, and help people along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my answer to the question, I think mine is the most complicated because I can never say anything simply. But I guess the best way to sum it up is great expectations. I want to change how I think my life can go. I want to like, because we all have like these awesome dreams and everything, but I've never been the type of person to like have like this one big dream. I've always had like a lot of small goals. I want to be like a Renaissance woman. I want to do a little bit of everything. but I've never really known how to do all of the things I want to and also have like a career and a family. Like there's so much I want to do. And so by the time I graduate, I want to change my expectations and like have so many new ideas and dreams about what my life can be and like concrete specific things that'll make me happy. I want to have the best dream for what my life can be and know what I want and know what it looks like by the time I'm out of here. So I think that's what I want. I want to know what I want by the end of being here. I also want to have a good time. Yeah.
Having a good time is very important.
Very, very important. I feel like half of the stuff you learn here is through having a good time. And then half of it is 802. 802 is electricity and magnetism physics. Very fun.
I like the class. I think it's cool.
It's okay.
I give it a thumbs up. I give it a thumbs up. It's cool. It's like the closest thing you have to magic, you know? Like you have electricity.
CS is
like,
the closest thing we have to magic.
The closest thing we have to magic is a good old engine.
Can you tell he's from Texas?
Oh, bro. I will not get into this.
This is a whole nother conversation.
We'll
Yeah.
save it for next time.
Which one is the most magical? The sound of an engine or some electrons?
Hey, if these electrons can blow things up, alright?
CS, you write words and then something happens. It is magic. It's a spell.
You can't blow things up in CS, you know?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you
What
can.
code? The thing that blows something up has to have like 3 lines of code saying "blow this up."
Or you can pour some gas on it.
That's true. You could just switch, button requires no programming, on, off.
No.
You need to have like complex code to like make it like fancy colors and like time the explosions to like play like out of the vibrations never gonna give you up. That's what that's what we're gonna do for our 500th episode.
That's
if we make
fair.
it there.
Mhm.
If we're alive, if we haven't blown ourselves up by then, that's what we'll do.
Right. That's
How long does 500 episodes take?
We're gonna release. Oh, this is actually great segue.
Mhm.
This was not planned. So you might be
Was
thinking,
it?
this is such a great podcast. When can I listen next? So because we are, as you may or may not have noticed, we're nerds. We decided that we're going to release every 22 days. I think 22 days from our first release date is April 5th or 6th. But the reason we're releasing every 22 days, besides it being 2022, is because that is every 3 weeks in one day or every 3.14 weeks. Wow. Look at that.
Oh,
So
quirky.
cool. Yes, we're so quirky. But yeah, 22 days from now. So that means like kind of once a month. So it'll take a long time to get to 500 episodes.
Yeah.
We'll be old.
We'll be old. We'll be.
But maybe we'll have enough money to actually pay for all of the explosives.
Yeah, I was about to say. We'll
This
have the
podcast
resources.
is going to be real cool in 500 episodes.
But yeah. That's, I think is that all my questions? Let's check. That's all of my questions. We've run out of cards. Does anyone have anything else they want to say on the topic of college? Any advice for young people? For non-young people?
Go to MIT. MIT is
Go to MIT, she
You can
says.
swing it. Go to MIT.
If you can, choose MIT.
Well, okay. If MIT is one of your options, we think it's great. And we're very different people. We all think it's great. If you can't go to MIT, realistically, you're gonna still have a great time.
We do think it's great. However, I would recommend, like, if you're a person who likes their sleep, like,
Yeah.
this is not
Maybe
the
not.
place.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But we have a good time. We have time to record podcasts. Or maybe we don't have time to record podcasts.
we just make time.
But we have friends to make each other record podcasts.
Yeah.
I think we sacrifice podcasts for sleep. At this point, it's like you're always sacrificing something. You just
Yeah.
got to figure out what's priority.
Well, as we learned, so our producer behind the camera, his name is David. You'll see him eventually. But last week I found out David, at this time last Friday, had never before eaten a strawberry. Crazy.
You haven't?
No, he did last Friday, but that was his first strawberry. And so every experience, all of these
It
cool
takes-
experiences
oh,
that
wait,
David has had,
That sounds-
certainly many experiences that most people his age have not had. One of those experiences was at the cost of him trying a strawberry. So, all of the experiences that you're missing out on, think of, at least you've had a strawberry.
That was a whole nother conversation that I remember we've had, that everyone here at MIT has sacrificed something really important to be here.
So his thing was strawberries? Bro.
If you want to get into MIT, don't
Fact.
eat strawberries.
Bro.
Proven for at least one of us.
Got repaired.
And if you don't eat strawberries, so like,
Wait, haven't you not have a hot dog?
I've never had a hot
Oh
dog.
my gosh.
Why have you never eaten?
I have to think about that. Probably something really important.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to. I've eaten a lot of things,
Yeah.
and I want to eat all the things. I haven't eaten horse.
Oh right, that's it.
Oh,
We have
yeah,
to do.
yeah.
So,
Togo couldn't be with us tonight, but
yeah,
she's
my
a fan
roommate, my wonderful roommate, could not be with us tonight. She is from Kazakhstan, and she is fond of reminding us that we've never had horse, and we've never gotten drunk off of horse milk. So there's an experience that we haven't had.
Mhm.
But I don't think, that's illegal,
You
right?
It might
bring
it might-
horse
it
meat
might-
to the U.S.
I was thinking that'd be fun,
Meat or
right?
milk?
Mhm.
Both.
Probably both, yeah.
Probably both.
So,
I think
our,
there's horses in America. Like
our
you guys are
400th
aware, right?
episode will be in Kazakhstan, and we'll be drunk on horse milk. And because it's so long from now, we will all be legal by then.
400.
400. Will we make it there? Will we make it to episode 2? Who knows? But I think that we're going to call it here.
Mhm.
Thank you for listening, and this has been On the Dome. Okay, how long was that? 38 minutes?
Oh.
Yeah!
Wow.
Good on timing.
Oh, I'm sweating so
Was it
much.
good?